Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you are in. This is Big Girl Diary. If your name is Charlie Sheen, you realize that your life's choices that you made sucks. Oh my goodness. I don't think any man wants to be in Charlie Sheen's shoes. However, there are some that are in his shoes, but his situation has magnified a million times over. Oh my goodness. I could only imagine. Let's imagine this. You're Charlie Sheen and you're just sitting there in your house in your living room thinking, okay, I have a daughter, two daughters. One daughter is wayward. She reminds me of myself. The fact is that she's a female, and everything that I have done to females is being done to my daughter. Now, it's interesting that when men, young, they're out there sowing their oats, doing all sorts of things to get the maximum amount of feeling for a temporal time, just a moment in time. And they could always go back and look back. Yeah, I did that. Yeah. Well, now that's your daughter. Now, you see, one thing that especially guys, you really need to realize is that God plays a cosmic trick. Plays a cosmic trick on men who think with their lower extremities. Their mind, sort of gets put aside, and then they just let the bottom part just run out there. Oh, yeah. And then you wind up having a bunch of daughters. And out there trying to beat up all the people who's trying to touch your daughters. And you're not even thinking about all the people whose daughters you messed up. Some are still in therapy 20, 30 years later. I mean, I'm just saying it happens. But, let's go ahead and get to the thick of it. Let's get to the thick of it. This is what, I forgot, I'm sorry. You may not know who Charlie Sheen is. He comes from an acting family. Okay. That's Charlie Sheen. He played on Two and a Half Men. With what's his Cryer, John Cryer. Okay, if you don't know him here, and you're a child of the 60s or the 70s, then you may know him from The Breakfast Club with Molly Ringwald, Emilio Estevez. Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez are brothers. John Cryer, and some other people. What's her name? It's here, but it's not coming out here. She played opposite of Molly Ringwald. Can't think of her name right now. Ali Sheedy. That was a coming of age for those that were born in the 70s, that were like teenagers or preteens or teenagers or becoming adults, going through things like that at the time. Or if you were born in the 60s, you're like, yeah, I kind of been through that. Yeah. That's him. He represents that. Okay. It's quite interesting how things have gone awry for him. Oh my goodness. All right, let's get to the thick of it. That's his daughter. This is his wife, Denise. She played on what is that? Oh my goodness. Soul Brother with Eddie Griffin, and they called her She Devil. I wait a minute. What what's his name? Katanji. No, that's Catania. Catania was like, I'm black, I'm proud. Okay, forget about it. But saying all that, I have my camera or my camera because I really can't show what she's wearing. She's an OnlyFans model. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look, there's this thing. There's this thing. I don't know how many of you have heard this, but if you haven't, you're going to hear it. There is this thing called, or saying called, when chickens come home to roost. Oh yeah, there was not a skirt he did not chase. There was not a party he did not attend. There was not a woman that he did not lie to get to the secret place, right? To put that notch on his belt to say, yes, I've been there. Oh, wow. Well, his daughter's 20 now. And I'm not laughing at that. No. There is nothing to laugh about that, but just what he has to deal with is something really interesting. Check this out. The insider dish, Denise's former Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Now, when actresses and actors no longer get work for whatever reason, then they start going to reality shows like Housewives, Dancing with the Stars, whatever. Now you got a Princess Kate's family, her uncle in Big Brother UK. Look, everybody's broke. Everybody is broke. People are losing money. They're going downhill quick. But now Denise was slammed and Charlie jumped on a bandwagon because blasted the 53-year-old Wild Things beauty for celebrating 20 years of her Sammy Mex show on OnlyFans subscription platform. She has an OnlyFans platform. She's 20. And now she's doing that. And her mother, Denise, I'll get that to the T part. I'm gonna talk about that, in the T part of it. But that's what's going on. That is what's going on. So here. So this is what he has to deal with, because now Charlie had no problems going to Mex workers, doing that, spending a little time. Let me give you some money, do some wild things for me, and then I'll go home to my wife or girlfriend, whatever it is. But now, after seeing Sammy rake in the average of $80,000 a month for her steamy posts, I could only imagine the level of cringe Charlie has. Now, men. Okay, let me help you out here for a second. What you do to someone else's daughter will come back on yours. And God has a way of playing a cosmic joke on men who are womenizers, especially the ones who are just so focused on the physical part and think shallow, very shallow thinkers, that it's only the physical and that's it. Now, you may say, Big Girl Diary, BGD, not all men are like that. Okay, I'm not talking about all men, but if my message hits you, then I'm talking about you. Let me go ahead and point that. If the message hits you, then I'm talking about you. Charlie is getting it in spades. Oh, goodness gracious. Because you can look around and see the wild stuff he has done. I mean, he even dated Shannon Doherty, and he was too much of a wild man for her. So she had to let him go and continue self-destructing. Now, even on his show, 2.5 Men, he was a drunken womanizer that was a musician. He wrote jingles for a company. Quite interesting, quite interesting. But let me get back to this over here. Oh, yes. Then he says that Denise, he hated the fact that Denise, his ex-wife, the mother of his children, had a negative influence on Sammy, because Denise had to open, well, she didn't have to open up, but she opened up an OnlyFans to where she's making $2 million, making a lot of money off of doing that. Now, look, Charlie, again, that's who you married. You mixed your genes with hers. You found her great wife material. Okay? I don't think you stopped and really thought about what you were doing. You just saw beautiful. Let me take her off the market before someone else gets her. Yeah. Yes. Some of you men think in that manner. You don't think about, is she a good mother? Well, will she be a good mother? Will she be my backbone? Blah, 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 blah. Is she going to be a wife? But then again, Charlie, are you a husband? Just a thought. Are you a husband? Just that thought. That's it. That's what you chose. And now you're criticizing her because you knew that she was an actress. You know her better than most people. You know her strengths and her weaknesses. And while you all were married, you did not reinforce her strengths and you didn't help her with her weaknesses. Instead, you exploited it by going out there and embarrassing her, cheating all over the place, and then coming back with a dis-ease, a total dis-ease that is life-altering. Yes, you had many AIDS assistant people to assist you. Yes, I said it. Yeah, he admitted to it. But now you're saying that you are slamming her for being the woman that you married and you left your children with her. And now you're slamming her. Look, man, you need to stop doing that. Stop doing that, because if you find that the woman that you're with on some level becomes unfit or not what you believe would be a great parent and you walk out, don't complain because you didn't take your children. I'm just saying. Don't sit there and say that she's crazy. Don't sit there and say that she's this, she's that, she's other. Apparently, she was good enough for you. And now that your eyes are open and you see things and you see things clearer now, and then you want to divorce and talk smack because you didn't take your children, stop it. You're worse because you knew and you left your children there and you saved yourself and said, forget about them. They're going to make it through. Hey, I made it through my parents. But I digress. So now he's blaming, so now he's like upset that his daughter has an OnlyFans. And wow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So Charlie hates the influence that Denise has or has had on Sammy, divulges the insider. And that he hates Denise. And he hates Denise too because he thinks she's ruining his kids for life. Despite the backlash, Denise shared a birthday tribute to her daughter last month saying, I love you so much and I am so proud of you. She kind of sounds a little bit like Kris Kardashian Jenner. Yeah. But here's the tea. Here is the tea. The tea is this. Charlie, have you ever heard of the phrase, the chickens have come home to roost? Well, they're coming home to roost. Just imagine all of the things you have done throughout your life, the good, the bad, and the ugly. One thing about karma comes in two ways, positive and negative. You're getting negative in spades, Charlie. Oh my God. Look, we all heard about the rumors and his behavior in Hollywood in order to get some status. You got to do some whacked out things to get status in Hollywood and to be able to make money. Because in there, you got to give something in order to get something. It just is what it is in the Hollywood scene. And if you want to go to Hollywood, I would tell you better think twice. Do you want to sell your soul for fame and fortune? You want to sell it? Because selling your soul doesn't mean actually selling your soul. It means, can you bear what they're going to throw out at the public as far as what you did to make money? Yeah. And I'm going to leave it right there. But, yeah. So, yeah, Denise, he knew what he was marrying. She's an actress. I'm not sure what she has done outside of acting. Well, no, she has tried her. No, Denise in Housewives, Hollywood Housewives. I mean, her sister just got to the point. Denise was drinking heavily drinking, and her mess came out. So the tea is Charlie left her in that position. And that's how Sammy grew up. So if Sammy grew up in that type of position, having both parents dealing with some type of alcohol abuse or whatever they were doing, I'll put it like that, it affected her in such a way that college wasn't it. Other things weren't it. Straight to OnlyFans. And she's like, yeah, I do pornography. That's what I do. That's the tea. Oh, it's so sad. And the thing is that dysfunctional you are as a parent, your whole outlook on life is you want your children to be more than who you are. And there are times to where if you don't nurture a child to be more than who you are, how are they going to be it if they never were exposed to it? Just a thought. Just a thought. But what do you think? Please like, subscribe. That's for free. That is for free. I want to thank you for stopping by.